going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video here at CNC Auto Works. If you've been keeping up with this build, you know we got this thing running. We promised the next video would be all about exhaust. So this video, that's what it's going to be, all about exhaust. Right now we're running open headers, but everything just came in. Got this X-Pipe from Summit. They had it on an open box special. When we got it, we kind of figured out why. It looked like somebody might have defecated inside of them. Maybe used that pipe mistakenly as sewer pipe. Not real sure. But he also picked up these Super V mufflers. Oh, you can see that. Super V mufflers off of eBay, 30 a piece. They're just single chamber mufflers, offset in, offset out. You kind of see the little V where they welded it. We usually tend to make our own mufflers, but we've had good luck in the past making our own mufflers. But with everything going on, you know, supply and demand's been a little slow. Got some universal hangers off eBay too. Got 4 of them for like 15 bucks. It's a pretty good deal. Now, when we run the exhaust, we don't tend to go past the axle. We usually don't run tailpipes just because most of the time they're pretty unsightly. So we don't like to run tailpipes because they're pretty sweet when they're new, but once the rust sets in and all that good stuff, you put a tip on it. Chrome tips seem to rust. If they don't rust, they get the black exhaust soot all around them and you're constantly cleaning them. So we just kind of opt out of putting them. And plus, sometimes when you don't have tailpipes out of the car, it just cleans up the look of it. So we're just basically going to run off the headers. We're going to dump it at the axle. Super simple exhaust, but we're super excited to see how it's going to sound. So let's get to it. Now before I get down there and start mocking up the X-Pipe and trying to hang the mufflers, what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to dump this exhaust right at the rear end. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these turn downs. I've already got one cut. This is usually how I like to cut mine. I just dump them straight down to the ground. I always get me a universal pipe kit off of eBay to do exhaust. I like to have a bunch of different sizes and stuff hanging around. Usually one of them pipe kits come with 4 U's, 490s, 445s, and 4 pieces of 4-foot straight. They're pretty nice kits. They used to be 120. I'm not sure how much they are now. It seems like everything over the past couple months has went up at least 20%. So it probably costs you arm and leg now. It used to be a pretty good deal. But I just use a Sawzall to cut this. I'm going to get this cut, and then we're going to get these welded into mufflers. You may have been asking yourself how come I wanted to weld the turn downs on first. And the biggest reason is because you can kind of set up your welder outside, or out from underneath the car, and get a better feel for it. Set your wire speed and stuff. And we was kind of playing with it on this one. But I think we got it set pretty close to where we can go ahead and jump underneath there, mock it up, and weld everything. Or I think we might tack it and then try to pull it out and weld everything. I'm not real sure yet. We're just going to kind of play it by ear. Now that we got it out of the car and all mocked up, this is basically what it's going to look like underneath there. We just put it all together and tacked it. Now we're going to go ahead and finish welding this thing up, get it back underneath there. We're going to fire it and see how it sounds. I think it came out alright. It's not too bad. No telling what a muffler shop would have charged for something like this. Super easy and simple. No fancy bells or whistles, but it's gonna quieten it down some bit. Or ought to anyways. Let's get to welding this thing up. Well, we got it all welded up. Just got it bolted back up, got it back on the ground. It's a moment of truth. Let's see what this thing sounds like. Don't sound like a small block Chevrolet now. Pretty good. Going back to the outside. Usually sounds a little different outside, so we'll get a little sound clip of it outside. All in all, I'd call that a success. This sounds pretty good. Small block Fords usually do sound pretty good with chambered mufflers. And we ain't got too much money in it. It was $115 for the X-Pot, $60 for mufflers, $15 for hangers. So I'd really call that a success. I'd like to know what you think. I'm wondering how it sounds to y'all, if it sounds good or it's still pretty loud. I don't know how the camera really captures it, but it is pretty loud still. Not quite as loud as the open headers, but this exhaust didn't quieten this thing quite down quite as much as it did my 351. It's still pretty noisy. I think that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Until next time, we'll catch y'all later.